Celeste Strawberry Jam is one of the biggest and best mods in all of Celeste. It consists of 116 maps spread across 5 difficulties ranging from beginner to grandmaster. In this video, I'm going to be ranking all 21 maps in beginner lobby from least favorite to favorite. Obviously, this ranking isn't definitive and it's just my personal preference. Every person that worked on this mod is incredibly talented and brought something unique to the table, even if I didn't vibe with it. You're all amazing. But without further ado, let's rank Strawberry Jam beginner lobby. And starting us off, we have Dropsel at number 21. Puzzle levels, man. They're just not my jam. Point of this level is you're supposed to hit these Kevin blocks in a certain algorithm way in order to line them up for Madeline to just grab and fall down the hole. It's a neat theory, I will give it that. It's just not my style, man. Alternatively, you could just squeeze in through the hole with a pixel perfect jump, and believe me, that is what I did because these screens are hard as fuck, man. I just want to move fast and not really think and struggle on a certain room on the routing. I'm not a routing guy. The music does match the aesthetic pretty well. I will give it that for sure. And I know there are some Dropsel stands out there and I did not want to offend them, but I'm sorry, something's gotta go last and I'm just not a puzzle level guy. So Dropsel's number 21 for me. And rounding out D tier at number 20, we have Collapsing Skyline. So the main gimmick of this level is there's a bunch of these moving blocks, the same ones in 5A, that move when you dash. And I don't think they really use it in a very fun way, to be honest. There's not a lot of momentum being used, except for maybe a couple rooms, but it just feels like a lot of waiting. Like these elevator moments seem cool in theory, but in essence, you just have to wait for them to move up. It kind of jolts the progression of the level, which I'm not a huge fan of. It's also a little bit depressing. I will say the music matches the depressing vibe, but you know, it's not kind of my style. There's also these falling blocks, which I'm not a huge fan of, and yeah, I just didn't really enjoy this level, which is why I gotta put it at D tier. And starting off C tier, we have A Gift from the Stars at number 19. Now, I really didn't want to put this level this low, man, but because it's a really cool space-themed UFO story even thrown in with nice music that fits the atmosphere, but god damn it, it's another puzzle level, man. The mechanic is pretty cool. When you hit this block, time stops. So it will only restart once you run out of dashes. Like, this mechanic is cool, but I just find these puzzle levels not very intuitive, and it feels like a lot of trial and error, to be honest. And I would have no problem with that if it was fun, but I don't really have fun with it. I just don't. I'm sure some people disagree with me because they love puzzle levels. It's a really cool level, but I really just did not have fun with it, especially when I feel like I have to look up a walkthrough just to complete the level. Like, I don't like doing that, so I gotta put it down here. And at number 18, we have Azure Caverns. I'm pretty sure I said that right. Now, this level, I feel like they kind of dropped the ball a little bit on the fun part of it, because the mechanic is simply you hit these green blocks and then they move to this other spot until you dash into them again. But how most of these screens felt to me was you hit the block, you land, and then you walk over to the other side and complete the screen. It felt really grounded, which I didn't really like that aspect. I thought the music was pretty bland compared to some other songs in the lobby, but it is a green beginner lobby, so I will recognize that. So I can't fault it too much for being so easy and plain, I guess, but I didn't really love it compared to some other levels, so I had to put it down here. At 17, Forsaken City. This level is basically 8B but reimagined. The music is literally the exact same, which I found pretty disappointing, not gonna lie. I never really found core gameplay exciting. You do get your dash back, which is kind of cool, but the ice blocks, the fire block, the lava, not a huge fan of it, to be honest. One thing I will give this level, which is pretty damn cool, I would say, is the intended route for this screen is to flip this switch and progress the entire level as the opposite color. But in order to get the strawberry, you need to not hit this switch and progress the level like in the opposite ice fire zone, which is pretty cool because both ways work. That's pretty good level design to me if you can do that with both ways. So I gotta give it props for that, but I just, again, didn't have fun with it. The music is literally the exact same. I think it's the only level that doesn't have unique music for the level, which is, again, disappointing, but it's in C tier for me. And rounding out C tier, we have Over the City at number 16. Oh, look at that. Another level where you can't dash. Great. The mechanic is you have to jump everywhere, and these arrows give you a second jump in the air until you hit the ground. So there's a lot of stamina management that has to go into this level. And guess what? I actually like the mechanic. The mechanic I find pretty fun. My issue with the level is it's simply too long. Like a long level that overstayed its welcome. When you get halfway through,
you feel like you're done, but then you actually have another half, and I just didn't even want to record it for this segment. Along with that, it feels like 5A. It's just a maze, and I don't like maze levels. I like my levels more linear, to be honest. Just give me the fun gameplay. I don't want to get lost and search around. But the atmosphere was pretty good, and the music did match the atmosphere pretty well. So I gotta put it at the top of C tier, but there's enough problems with it that made me think I don't want to replay this, so I gotta not put it in B tier. Starting off B tier, we have cassette clips at number 15. This is essentially a cassette room, but the entire level, which you think would be pretty difficult to pull off, but it actually works pretty well. It's beginner lobby tech, so it's not really that difficult to route through. The actual gameplay of the level is pretty fun. There's a lot of momentum involved. It's pretty easy to go through once you get the path. However, I just don't like the song. And when the song literally is the level, that's not a plus. Plus, there's this weird glitch that if you die on a screen, the music just kind of stutters a little bit, which I really not a fan of. Kind of really takes you out of the experience. But overall, it's a pretty fun level. Like, not a huge negatives, and it doesn't feel right to put it in C tier. The levels that are after this, I just enjoyed more, so I have to put it at the bottom B tier. And at 14, we have the Squeeze. Now, I really didn't think I would like this level on my repeat play because I found it pretty boring the first time, but the music is actually not bad. I actually dig the music, and I accidentally silvered this level, which kind of tells me that it's quite easy to sight read, which I guess is pretty good for a beginner lobby level. Essentially, it's sort of like Dropsil that you have to line up Madeline to squeeze through the holes, but it's not a puzzle level whatsoever. It's a lot more intuitive to complete compared to Dropsil. That, along with the music, makes it a lot more fun in my opinion, but it was very easy and honestly quite short because I went through this entire recording without dying once by accident. And that's the only level this happened with. So there's not a lot of faults with this level, but just the next levels are just better. So I gotta put it here. At 13, we have If My Driveway Almost Did You In. This is essentially the prologue with a dash with momentum, which honestly is kind of fun. It's a pretty fun level. It's a lot shorter than you'd think, unfortunately. And for some reason, the music becomes an absolute banger later on. It's kind of weird because it's great music, but it doesn't really match the atmosphere of the level at all, in my opinion. So that kind of threw me off a little bit. But overall, all the momentum mechanics in this level are pretty fun because, you know me, I like to go fast. Yeah, I was a little disappointed with the length because I actually did enjoy the gameplay. And yeah, for that, I got to put it near the top of B tier because it's a pretty good level. And rounding out B tier, we have Soap at number 12. I thought this level was going to be top 3, top 5 when I first played it. However, on the repeat playthrough, I just found I didn't have that much fun replaying this level because these bubbles, you cannot fast bubble these bubbles. And for some reason, when I'm used to fast bubbling and then I just can't, that kind of throws me off. I'm like, hey, you're stunting my speed, man. But even if the gameplay wasn't as fun, the music, the visuals matches so well. The music is so joyful. The bubble aesthetic just kills it. It's definitely one of the harder levels. All the red beginner lobby levels are pretty difficult, to be honest. But all the levels in A tier and S tier, I actually legitimately enjoyed playing the fuck out of them. Just for that, I can't in good conscience put Soap in A tier, but it's definitely at the top of the other levels that was before it. So top of B tier it goes and into 12. So number 11, we have Seeing is Believing. And yeah, this level is one of the most unique levels I've ever played in Celeste, to be honest. I haven't played that many mods, but still. Essentially, you have to play the entire level blind. It's intended to play with a different person guiding you, but there is a single player version when you smash into Madeline and the screen turns pitch black. Like, you can't see a thing. And then she just gives you the guide on what to do, like dash right, climb up, and all that. And it's a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. The music is also really cool, and I honestly just wish it was a little more difficult / longer because I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I really don't have much complaints with it. Again, like everything in A tier and up is just gonna be fire, and I really have not many bad things to say whatsoever. Like, I gotta put this at the bottom of A tier, even though it's a phenomenal level. And at number 10, we have Strawberry Orchard. I bet a lot of people are a little pissed off at this one, but thought I hate Theo blocks as well. I think most people did, but then when they played this level, they find it's pretty fun, and it is fun. But my thing with this level, my only real complaint, the springs are hard to see, and that's really it. But when you do get the flow of it and you're just moving along and the flow just works perfectly, where you just catch Theo in the air and then you have to use momentum to use the Theo boost to even get to the next spot, that is fun. This is a fun level, and the music matches the rodeo vibe extremely well. The visuals are fun, the level's fun, the ending is even funny. Like, it's a great level, but my issue is just like it's hard to see the spring sometimes. Like, that's my only little nitpick. You know, like, I gotta find some negatives to like bring these down where they're
spot actually is. So yeah, another A tier is a phenomenal level. At number 9, we have Midnight Spire. Now, I remember playing this level the first time, and I didn't think it was that fun, but replaying it, this is a lot of fun. It's a purely vertical level with just clouds, bubbles, and some breakable walls. But for some reason, it works so well because the bubbles are just perfectly aligned, and you just have to aim your direction correctly. And there are these certain spots where you have to break the wall and then just kind of let go for Madeline to bounce up and then go back into the bubble. For some reason, I find that so damn fun. Plus, the music really fits the atmosphere very well. It's like this ominous kind of vibe that you're climbing this tower to get to the top to find some mystery. Too bad there's no story. That would be pretty cool, but no, this is just a fun level, especially on the replay. At number 8, we have Switch Tube Vista. I would say this is probably the most fun red level we have in beginner lobby for sure. We start off with just a pretty damn cool aesthetic, these retro kind of green, orange, blue pipes, and then you have to hit these blocks to just change the color, so you just route through the map. I was initially a little scared because I saw a door in the beginning and I thought, oh man, another maze level. But no, this level's very linear, which I really like, and the music is a bop. It's very much Mega Man-esque. The pipe mechanic gets pretty fun when you have to use the super jumps. I didn't particularly like this one part where you had to use the pipes to bounce back because it felt a little awkward with how I believe it was intended. But regardless, like the retro vibe of this level, the music, the aesthetic, it all works pretty damn well. And for a red, it's quite a bit of fun for beginner lobby. So at number 8 it goes. At number 7 we have Tree Hive. I'm starting to learn something, but I really like dream blocks. There's something about dream blocks that's very satisfying to me. And with this level, they literally make you bounce back. So if you hit the wall, you're just gonna bounce back and not die, which is pretty cool. Kind of makes the level a little hard to route at first, but once you understand that you just have to bounce off the walls and activate switches at the proper way, it becomes a lot of fun. Plus the music on this, it's kind of interesting. I love a part of the song, but the other part I'm not a fan of. But regardless, like I overall really enjoyed this level. It's a lot of fun. A lot of mid-air reactions, which I'm really a fan of, and yeah, I enjoyed myself with this one. At number 6, we have Loopy Lagoon. Now, there's something about this level that's just super fun to play. It has to be just how bouncy it is, because everything bounces, and the momentum is essentially used all throughout the level. Apparently, I love momentum and mid-air reactions and bouncing into bouncy things, because I really had a fun time with this level, even though it's a green. In my opinion, the last room of this level was fairly difficult for a green, I would say. Like, in a fun way. It wasn't like challenging. It wasn't frustrating in any way, but it was like fairly long, and I remember like, oh, it's still going. The music that's playing in this level feels like I should be on the beach, like playing in sand or something, and it just feels very nice. And you just feel good playing this level. So I'm surprised I put this level this high up since it's a green, but I really had fun with this level, even on a repeat. For 5, we have Potential for Anything. Now this level is very interesting. It's very retro-like in terms of the graphics. It straight up feels like it's out of a different game and not Celeste. And once you go upside down, I think that's pretty damn cool right off the bat. You would think it's disorienting, but it's really not that bad at all. And there are other mechanics in this level, like you think there's no way through, but then you have to fall through and you just go through to the other side, which is pretty cool for sure. And again, they nailed it with the aesthetic in this level so well. The music really matches the retro vibe. I feel like I'm playing a completely different game, and they have this thing where it just feels like a fake out. It literally says level complete, but you don't see the heart. So when you dash up, it just goes to a different part of the level. Like, I like getting faked out in levels. Yeah, this was a very cool level. And on top of that, it didn't even overstay its welcome. So this thing is top 5 for me for sure. Number 4, Forest Path. I really didn't think this level would be this high up, but there's just something about this level that is just so damn fun. The mechanic is cool enough on its own. It's a dash crystal that lets you pass through any wall that you want, which is utilized in a pretty fun way. The thing that puts this level over the top for me is the music, man. I don't know what it is about this music, but these notes just like hit my heartstrings in the right way, because while I'm playing this level, I'm just like, wow, that sounds so good. And is this something about a song that I love during the level that really puts it up for me, which is kind of a spoiler for the next couple levels, FYI. Forest Path was probably my biggest surprise in this rankings, and at number 4 it goes. And rounding out A tier, we have Rose Garden. Speaking of incredible songs, Rose Garden, it literally has music that sounds like it's been out of Super Mario Galaxy. It's freaking incredible, man. And I would honestly say it has the best mechanic in the lobby for sure. You have this rose that's grabbable and it acts like a jellyfish, but every time you dash with the rose, you get a massive upward boost. And you get 3 of those before it deteriorates. It's a ton of fun. My only complaint with this level is too easy and too short, which is so disappointing because I love this mechanic. It's legit my favorite mechanic in the lobby, but I feel like a lot more could have been done with it for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a mod that actually that utilizes this mechanic completely, because it's a very, very fun mechanic. And honestly, if it was a longer and slightly more difficult level, I probably would put it number 1, because the music plus the mechanic being the tops, it'd be hard to beat. And at number 2, starting off S tier, we have Paint. Now, I'm sure some people are surprised because Paint is not number 1, but there's a reason for that when I get to number 1. Regarding Paint, though, this shit is a masterpiece, really. It's a phenomenal level. It has a great story from beginning to end. The visuals are on point. There's a bunch of secrets. There's cutscenes even, and the music. I'm not in love with the music, but the music does get progressively more epic the farther you go into the level, which is pretty damn cool. I guess my only shitty gripe with this level is when you die or switch screens, the music judders ever so slightly, which does take you out. But like, if that's the only negative thing I can say about this level, it's essentially a non-factor because it's an extremely well-made level, and you can just tell all the love that was put into it, especially when you consider all of the secrets that I did not even bother to find because there's just so many of them, I'm sure. So yeah, it rounds out as my second favorite beginner lobby level for sure. And rounding out S tier as my number 1 favorite beginner lobby level, probably a surprise to everybody, but it is Troposphere. Now, remember when I said I like Dream Blocks? Apparently, there's 2 things that make this level number 1 for me, even over an incredible level like Paint, which I guess objectively is a better created level simply because of all the visuals and all. But the 2 things that just stand out to me so much with this level are, 1 is the music. I have this song on my Spotify, just straight up in my liked songs playlist. That should alone tell you that I really, really like this song, because I really don't do that with a lot of songs with video games. It just matches this pink purple aesthetic so well with the space, and there's dream blocks everywhere in battle and it's saving you the entire time, and it's just so good. It fits so damn well. And the second thing that I love about this level is simply the mid-air reactions, and specifically it's dashing downwards. I don't know what it is about dashing downwards, but dashing downwards is one of the most satisfying things ever in Celeste for me. Like, I find it so damn fun when I have to do this to not die from the spikes. And there's just a fair amount of this in this level, and coupled with the super jumps from the dream blocks, you know, which is beginner tech but easy. Like, I loved playing this level, and I could not wait to leave it for last. And like, I knew this would be number 1 on my replay, and sure enough it was. Number 1 it goes. That's it. Thanks for watching till the end. If you're here, please like and subscribe, because I plan on making one of these for every single lobby in Strawberry Jam, even Expert and Grandmaster, even if it takes me a year to complete. Check out my socials down below if you want to check me out, and leave a comment telling me how much you hate me for putting drops so that low. And have a good one.